Welcome back to Tune Into Tarot. Today we'll be diving into the year ahead tarot forecast for 2022. This is for any Taurus with a sun, moon, or rising sign in the sign of Taurus. This reading is for you. So without further ado, let's tune into tarot for the year ahead. So in the first month, January 2022, for our Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, we've got the Three of Cups reversed. So this can bring in an energy of delays or postponements and canceled plans or parties or events. You may have even had some travel plans perhaps that got canceled, but more than likely this is a celebratory energy turned upside down. So it could even be that certain celebrations turned sour in some way, or there were arguments or conflicts during the celebrations, or some kind of fight or unruly behavior that unfolded or will unfold in January 2022. I'm wondering if it's like kind of a New Year's Day prophecy or premonition about what's to unfold, that the New Year's Eve plans might be a little bit funky, or again, might get canceled or postponed, or somehow there's some kind of disturbance that happens at the New Year's Eve celebrations possibly, or into the month of January. In the second month of February 2022 for Taurus, we've got the Chariot reversed. And this is suggesting that you may be losing control over the direction of your life in some way. Often the Chariot has to do with traveling or driving or moving, even relocation for some Taurus. Now, perhaps you had plans to move and those plans got postponed or got completely canceled for some reason, or you lost out on the house that you had put an offer on, or your travel plans got delayed or postponed, or your trip got canceled, or you're just having a difficulty or a misalignment in what you want and the way that the direction of your life is heading. So there's a disconnect between what your heart wants and what your head wants. You may be even reacting more with your heart versus thinking logically with your head. So in February, there may be some kind of disconnect or misalignment in the events that unfold. And in March as well, with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, this is a turning point in the year where things shift. Now, it doesn't have to mean that your life is going to unravel in shambles or anything like that. The Wheel of Fortune reverse can actually bring in the ability to stop bad habits. I've seen that before. So you may be putting an end to your drinking habits or your lifestyle habits that are maybe not as supportive of your highest well-being. Maybe there's a turning point in your life where maybe you're partying too hard and you're just not feeling vibrant and energized and healthy. And so you're changing some of those habits. And while it comes out as the Wheel of Fortune reverse, it's actually a good, like a positive manifestation of this card. So that's a possibility. You may be changing your lifestyle in some way, but it could indicate, it's a good reminder that our life does move in cycles. There's a cyclical nature, the seasons, and so you may feel more elated in certain times of your life, and then things may become a little bit more stagnant or heavy in other times. And so this may reveal that things may become a little bit more challenging or confusing or heavy moving into this next part of the year. So there's a turning point that happens in March. In April, the Taurus has the Two of Pentacles reversed. And so this is suggesting that you may need to reprioritize your energy, your focus, where you're investing your money, your time, your efforts. It's often suggestive that you're just juggling too much. You have too much on your plate, you're taking on too much, you bit off more than you can chew, and it's weighing you down. It's causing you energy drain, certainly. It's causing you stress. And perhaps this is part of the Wheel of Fortune where you're breaking the bad habit of saying yes. Sometimes we don't know how to say no. So perhaps you're learning in the March and April time period how to say no. And so you're cutting out some of the things in your life that are not as important, not as relevant, and kind of trimming the fat and only holding on to the things that, maybe you're not only losing weight, but you're also losing and cutting ties with certain areas of your life or even people in your life that are not supportive for your highest good and your highest well-being. So that's something that could be happening in April. It's just sort of this reprioritization of what areas of focus you're putting your energy. So April, and then May, we have the Three of Swords, and classically this would indicate heartbreak or a breakup. It could indicate pain, emotional pain. There could be a loss of some kind happening in May. Or, it could have to do with, again, cutting out the people or the things, the food, the weight that you're making a conscious decision to avoid and move away from. So often, if we are cutting out people from our lives, that can be heartbreaking. If it's a friend or a group of friends that we've been close with for some time, but they no longer align, like with the Chariot, they're no longer aligned with what our heart wants or where our life is heading, and we want to make those changes. And it can be difficult to make those changes. It can be difficult to let go of people and places and things that we grew accustomed to and familiar with and relied on for so many years. So that may be something that's happening in May, is just simply the cutting of ties or cutting people off or cutting food or cutting weight, right? But it's painful, it's challenging, and it's hard. So that may be happening in May. And again, it could be a relationship ending. In June, we have the Emperor, or Taurus has the Emperor. This could be putting you in a position of power. Possibly there's a promotion, I'm thinking, or there could be a fatherly figure coming in June that you're talking to quite a bit or spending a lot of time with your father at this time, or relying on kind of a fatherly figure for advice or guidance in some area of life, whether it's about your relationship or certain things that you've now cut out of your life and you're getting guidance on maybe where to redirect your energy now that you have a lot of that energy restored, perhaps. Or again, this could just be putting you in a leadership position or in a position of power. You may be starting a business, so now you become a boss, you're bossing up, or you're interacting with your boss, if your boss is kind of this fatherly figure. But it can be an empowering energy, certainly. By July, we have the Four of Swords, and this is a restful energy. It's more isolating, I would say. It's taking a break. So I wonder if you go on vacation or go on retreat, or just take some time for yourself to get back to nature or reflect or meditate or just kind of recover. You may be even going through a healing process in July, possibly recovering from all these changes and shifts that you've been making over the course of the first half of the year. A lot of shifts, a lot of reprioritization, a lot of cutting people, things, and situations out of your life that no longer serve you. And now in July, you're just really recovering from that and kind of restoring your energy. In August, we've got the Knight of Swords. So this is bringing your energy back. Certainly, it looks like your energy has been restored. And this is bringing in the motivation, the desire, the fearlessness to jump into possibly something new. It could be communication. It could be a new romantic suitor that's coming in that's really vying for your attention, that will do anything to get you to talk to them or interact with them in some way. The Knight of Swords hits the ground running, is very action-oriented, determined, and so I feel like you've made some really powerful changes. You've restored your energy, and you're in a more powerful position to move forward, to step into this your higher self, this higher version of you. I feel like you're really making some positive changes this year so far, Taurus. This could be you communicating quite a bit in a very confident way. If you are put in a leadership position, I feel like you're really pushing for something, some kind of change. Knight of Swords can mean change, actually. So yeah, there might be some kind of change that happens after you take a break in July. In August, things seem to move forward quite a bit, or there's just something of higher magnitude that happens that feels like a shift. Some kind of shift happens. Well, I mean, you've been shifting this whole first half of the year. Maybe this has been shaping you into the person you will become later in the second half of the year, so that you can charge forward as this new you. So maybe the Knight of Swords is the new you that's emerged after you've made all these tweaks to your body, to your lifestyle, to your relationships. In October, we do have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and this can create some dependence on others for money. So you may be dependent on the Knight of Swords. If that's showing up as a partner, you're maybe dependent on the Knight of Swords to keep you afloat, to keep you happy. Although your back is towards the Knight of Swords. So you maybe the Knight of Swords is coming in to offer you help. Well, he's running away from you too. There's sort of this, you're both kind of separating. So perhaps you are going through some kind of relationship separation. And through that separation, you're turning your backs on each other, and it's hurting you financially, because often the Queen of Pentacles reversed is dependent on others for money and sustaining them. So maybe even dependent on others for value. Often the Queen of Pentacles reversed can suggest that you are like, you need others to kind of build you up and make you feel valuable. So perhaps in October, the focus can be on what you do have, all the accomplishments you've made for yourself this year and the many years before that have made you. All the things, all the people you've met, all the circumstances you've been, the experiences that you've had that have shaped you and molded you into who you are today, or who you will be in October. There needs to be this effort to build yourself up, build your own worth up. Almost like the Nine of Pentacles reversed. It's like this idea that you need to know your own worth, that you don't need you don't need others to build you up. You don't need others to make you feel valuable, or to tell you you're beautiful, or tell you, right? You need to try to cultivate that within yourself, to love yourself, to know that you are beautiful, and you don't need to rely on others to affirm that, I guess is sort of what I'm gathering. But it does appear that there's a kind of separation that might be happening here. And then in let's see. So was that September? Hold on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So July, August, September. So that was in September, I guess, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. In October, we've got the Page of Wands reversed. So this isn't news, message, or information regarding a passionate endeavor, a romantic interest, a relationship, a creative project. It seems like there's a lot of relationship cards up on the board. So if you are separating, it seems like you're getting some news or information or a message regarding this separation. And it's maybe not the news you wanted to hear. It seems like it's a no, if you were looking for a yes. It could be a new romantic interest or someone else that's wanting to approach you that is very kind of immature in their conduct and likely only engaging in romantic pursuits in order to get sex out of you. It's a Page of Wands is reversed, is more likely interested in the physical aspects that you can offer them. It's someone who's young, immature, and non-committal. So if that's what you're looking for, then the Page of Wands will do you good. But often people are not looking for that kind of character. So keep that in mind in October, that there may be some messages, news, or information coming in about an immature romantic suitor who's just wanting sex, which for some people, that's great. They want a young buck that wants to fuck. And so if that's the case, wonderful. However, in November, we get the Lovers reversed. So if there's some kind of disconnect between what the Queen of Pentacles wants or what the Knight of Swords wants and the Page of Wands reversed wants, not everyone's on the same page, right? So just make sure that the motives behind the relationships or romantic engagements are clear and understood before you dive in. Because in November, you do get the Lovers reversed, and this can indicate a lack of harmony within a relationship. It can indicate imbalances within a relationship, miscommunication, breakup. It can indicate disharmony in more of a general sense, or partners not aligning, partners not communicating properly, people are not on the same page again. So this is just kind of confirming that perhaps if you are engaging in romantic pursuits, that people are not clear in their motives. Or it could be a relationship ending at this point, especially because the final card of the year in December 2022, we get the Death card. So this is an ending, but it often can be a change as well. So maybe the relationship does not end, but maybe a phase of the relationship ends and then a new aspect to the relationship that unfolds, hopefully one that can heal and can grow into something more desirable and passionate and connected. So sometimes things have to hit rock bottom before you can patch things up and strengthen it and move forward. And maybe that's what's happening, is the relationship is not necessarily ending, but you may go through quite a rough patch, or even within business partnerships too might hit a bit of a rough patch. There's some miscommunication, a separation. But a lot of good things are happening too, because it does appear that there is a turning point in your life where hopefully you're shedding that which does not serve you, does not support you. And maybe you had to do that. Maybe you had to change in order for your partner to see who you're blossoming into. And often in relationships, we do change. We don't remain the same forever. And so it's just a question of whether your partner is going to stick with you through the long haul and change with you and can support you through the change, or if you're changing into a person that the partner cannot support any longer. You know, because certainly we can change into people that you're no longer aligned, you're no longer on the same page. You just grow apart, and maybe that is what's happening. Maybe you are growing apart this year, and you come to the point where you both make that decision that, you know what, this needs to end and we're better off going our separate ways. Or you may find that through the shedding of your old skin, that your partner can actually learn to love this new version of you even more, right? So let's see what the final words of wisdom have to say from the oracle on how to best navigate your year ahead. Oop, and we got this one pop up. This is the horned cactus, resourcefulness, number 29. I've never pulled this one before. Blooming. We were talking about blossoming. Blooming through resilience, resourcefulness, discovery. Wow. Okay. When nothing seems to be happening fast enough or your ideas have dried up, you begin to question your relevance. During these periods in life, you might feel like giving up, frustrated and resentful that success will never happen for you. The issue here, however, is a matter of perception. The horned cactus thrives in the barren desert scape, offering you the gift of water when all appears to be dry. If you look at its body, you see the natural thorns that protect it from predators and the elements. What you don't see are the deep roots that extend far into the earth, filling it with a continuous flow of water. This succulent is a symbol of resilience, of resourcefulness, of your needs being met in spite of appearances to the contrary. It's a reminder of the courage and inherent wisdom needed to dig deep below the less than friendly surface that hides a rich underground world. Can you connect to this magical truth and trust? The desert is a mystical place filled with mysterious creatures beautifully adapted to their environments. The horned cactus tells you to take heart. This journey is only temporary, and you will soon be met with a greener pasture. But first, you must acknowledge your inner strength and fortitude as you're tested here. Be as the cactus, resilient and resourceful. So, Taurus, I hope you found that reading helpful and insightful for your year ahead. If so, please like this video, comment below, let me know how your year unfolds, bookmark this video, and check back over periodically throughout the year and see how it aligns with each month. And subscribe to my channel, share this with any of your Taurus friends. Thank you for being here, and I will check in with you next month for the February monthly forecast. Until then, Happy New Year. Take care.